Here's a smart trades indicator from best order flow. And on this chart, we can see the ES or S&P on 30 seconds, practically starting from the hour before the opening. And we're going to the rest of the day. We can see that there is a zone that actually holding this particular level of the price pretty well. Yes, we can see that there was a slight breakthrough over here, false break, but then we can see that there was a first reaction, second reaction, third bounce. There's actually two of them, and then we went again, small false break. This is the 4, and then we tried to penetrate this level again unsuccessfully, and then second time unsuccessfully. So that was like really getting close to this zone, trying to make the true, but we couldn't make the breakthrough. And so we can trade actually this zone again from here or from here. This is the 5th bounce from that very zone. We're trading the smart trades indicator based on the reaction to the zone that created by the smart trade bubble or a smart trade zone. This zone is not very wide over here, but it is pretty strong and it is pretty confident. So now we can see that when the 269 was placed over here, we went down, repeated again to 70, increased the impulse down. There was an attempt to contest, and we can see that from this zone, we have again a reaction, and that's what we trade. So we can re-enter. First entrance can be right over here. Second entrance over here. We can re-enter over here into the short position. This is the market maker hedging. This is roughly about 900 to 1,000 in the volume. This is the market maker was hedging, and so we can see on this chart as an absorption because the red bubbles trying to sell, and if we understand it was hedging by the market maker, this is enormous, abnormal, very huge smart trade, definitely by a huge institution like a market maker. And we're seeing the reaction. We can trade that reaction definitely for time, and then reaction from over here, it can be like a 5th trade, 6th trade, 7th trade, maybe 8th trade, not very confident trade over here, but then we can do another 9th trade and get a lot of ticks on the way down. So this is possibility to trade smart trade indicator as a reaction to the smart trades, to the reaction to the large, not just to the large volume, but because this one, this particular bubble and this bubble and this bubble, it is high frequency trades united together into the one smart trade order, or like over here as well, there's 2 of them. We can distinguish a single large entrance, and we can distinguish like over here it was 2 of them because there were like a 1, 2, and it's like a W over here. We can distinguish them by the ID, and this is the new type of indicators. Why? Because any other big trade indicator that called a big trade you can find anywhere on any other platforms, they have a special algorithm. That means if they don't say we detected by the order ID, that means they not using MBO data to detect the big trades or smart trades. And we build this indicator, and intentionally we're not calling it as a big trade because everybody else in their old version technology, they use the old technology to detect it with kind of the algorithm, which actually can work sometimes will as well, but what we have a new technology, and we build the smart trade indicator based on the MBO data. And we are the only one on the Ninja Trader platform that have a MBO engine and the capacity to build new type of indicators that incorporate in detection the order ID. And this is the key. If somebody is avoiding to mention that they have or they don't, they avoid it. That means they have the old logic, old type of logic for their big trades or smart trades or trade detectors or institutional trades. There's a bunch of names that different manufacturers of the indicators use, but bottom line, they don't use the order ID as we do, and they don't have the MBO logic built into a detection. That's why we call it as a smart trade indicator, because smart is the large institution. It's not necessarily by ICT. It is another way the word smart trades used by a large hedge funds or market maker or institutions. We have a special detection to detect and reassemble, because it's not just like a big volume. You can say, oh, this is a big volume. Oh, this is the big volume. Yes, of course, it's a big volume. But the big volume is not equal to the smart trade, okay? It's not equal to the smart trade indicator, because we have a special way to detect those volume or orders belong to the same institution or same player or same participant. This is what we are capable to do, and we are capable to do that with a single large trades. And so it's a single smart trade, like red ones over here and the pinkish ones. This is a grouped high frequency trades with the same ID, that on a certain time frame that we have the logic to combine them together. And quite often, as you can see right over here, this pinky one, that is the high frequency one, actually defined the whole day for 2 days on S&P. So that's a big difference between the smart trade indicators, big volume indicators, big trade indicators, trade detector indicators, all kind of the names that you can see, unless they say specifically that they're using the order IDs. They have old algorithm or the old formula to display the large volume or large orders, and they can't combine them. That's why when you put together this indicator, smart trading indicator, along like a side by side with any other so-called big trades, trade detector, big volume, institutional trades, indicators with those names, you will see the difference, because we're capable to detect with a high precision, and we can detect more precisely than any other indicator that is under the sun today. So go to thebestorderflow.com, get the Pack 4 indicator, because we just added it to a Pack 4 MBO indicators, free addition to the MBO indicators, and this indicator called a smart trade.